Hey guys, good morning all. Sorry, in the last class, there was a disturbance, so I could not complete the video. Let me try to complete the video in today's session. So actually, we have discussed about amplitude. We have discussed about what you call wavelength, right? The distance between two consecutive crests or the distance between two consecutive troughs is called wavelength. Right. So let us discuss the other parameters which are the characteristics of a wave. The other parameters are time period. Third one, that is time period. Fourth one is frequency. First two parameters we have discussed already. First one is amplitude. Second one is wavelength. Third one time period, and fourth one frequency. What is meant by time period? Time period is nothing but the time taken by a particle to complete one oscillation or one vibration, right? If you take a particle, if it oscillates from its mean position, the time taken by that particle, if it starts from mean position, it goes to extreme position, right? One extreme position, and again the same particle goes to the other extreme position at the bottommost point, again it reaches the mean position. That is called as time period. If I consider a particle in terms of a wave, if I talk about, right, the time taken by a crest or trough in traveling one wavelength is called time period. I repeat, the time taken either by crest or by trough, bottommost point, topmost point is crest or bottommost point is trough, right? In traveling a wave in one wavelength is called time period. Fine. Anyways, we'll denote a time period with symbol T, and frequency is sometimes denoted with F, and or sometimes we denote with a Greek letter nu, right? Nu. Frequency is nothing but you define frequency as in 1 second how many times that particle has got oscillated, or how many times the particle got vibrated, right? Or number of oscillations or vibrations made by a particle in 1 second is called frequency. I repeat, the number of oscillations or vibrations made by a particle in 1 second. 1 second లో, ఒక సెకండ్లో ఆ పార్టికల్ ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ వైబ్రేట్ అయ్యింది, దట్ గివ్స్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ. జనరల్గా మనం మాట్లాడుతుంటాం ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆఫ్ బస్సెస్ ఆర్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆఫ్ బస్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఎక్కువ ఉందా, ట్రైన్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఎక్కువ ఉందా, right? So you generally say that bus frequency is more when compared to train frequency. Buses are more buses, more number of buses, so more number of frequency. అంటే డ్యూరేషన్లో అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ ఐ గివ్ an example, like in 5 minutes, if I take a 5-minute time span, in that time span how many buses will come in that 5-minute time span, and in the same 5-minute time span in a railway station how many trains will come. Buses will be more or trains will be more, or what I mean to say is frequency of buses, that is number of buses in 1 second when is more when compared to the same number of number of time there. So train frequency is less. Train frequency is less when compared to bus frequency, right? So that gives frequency. Fine. Anyways, we have a relation between this frequency and time period. So frequency is nu is equal to 1 by t, or you can define the frequency the other way as frequency is nothing but a reciprocal of time period. Frequency is nothing but reciprocal of time period, and units of frequency are hertz, named after the scientist Hertz. Symbol is H there. This is in SI system. Basically, you have different units for frequency like cycles per second, vibrations per second, or oscillations per second. So these are the main characteristics of a wave, any wave you take, whether it is electromagnetic wave or you can take a mechanical wave. For all the types of waves, these are the main characteristics that we follow. Amplitude is there, and yesterday I was telling about one equation, that is particle executing SHM, right? Particle displacement of a particle executing SHM, that is nothing but y is equal to a sine omega t, where omega is nothing but angular frequency, a is called amplitude of the wave, right? T is nothing but at that instant of time, y is displacement of the particle, displacement of the particle. See here, in this case I'm talking about displacement of the particle, but generally this y can be either displacement or pressure or density or electric field or magnetic field, any one you can take for this one. Why I am representing this is y is nothing but a physical quantity, but here in SHM we are taking this y for displacement of a particle. But this y, the same y can be used in different ways for different physical quantities. This y can be used for pressure, the same y can be used for density, the same y can be used for either electric field or magnetic field, right? Okay, so this is one thing. Fine. So one more is there, that is wave velocity. Wave velocity is nothing but, or you can say velocity of wave. Velocity of wave is nothing but the distance travelled by a wave in 1 second. The distance travelled by a wave. Wave consists of one upper peak and the other one lower peak, or you can say one crest and a trough, or one compression and one rarefaction, combinedly called as a wave. One crest and one trough combinedly called as a wave in case of transverse wave. In case of longitudinal wave, one compression and one rarefaction combinedly forms a wave. So here in the case of wave velocity, when I try to define this, wave velocity I am talking about, that means the distance travelled by this wave in 1 second is called as wave velocity. I repeat, the distance travelled by a wave in 1 second is called as wave velocity. So here you can define like this: velocity is nothing but distance travelled by a wave. What is the distance travelled by a wave? Is nothing but wavelength, length of the wave. So I can denote that length of the wave as lambda by in 1 second. So actually T is the time period. T is the time period for a wavelength lambda, right? So let me write like this: T is the time period for a wavelength lambda. That means to travel a distance lambda, how much time it has taken? T seconds. So for 1 second, how much distance is the wave travel in 1 second? So what you'll get if you cross multiply, or 1 into lambda by t. So this lambda by t is nothing but distance by time, which gives velocity. This velocity is nothing but wave velocity. This velocity is called as wave velocity, or you can say simply velocity of wave. Velocity of wave is nothing but distance travelled by a wave in 1 second, right? So anyways, you know the units. I'm not going to tell the units again and again, because as you know very well, you have learnt in your first year about the units and dimensions, right? So I mean, whenever any new physical quantity comes, then definitely I'll try to give the units and dimensions, right? So lambda is nothing but wavelength. You know the unit of length, right? Meter. And you know the unit of time, it is second. So meter per second is the unit of velocity. So here v is equal to lambda by t, and here we got a relation between time period and frequency before, right? So can I write the same expression as v is equal to 1 by t, 1 by t into lambda? This 1 by t is nothing but frequency, frequency into wavelength. So this is the general formula for the velocity of any wave. V is equal to nu lambda is the general formula for velocity of any wave you take, right? Nu lambda, or you can say lambda by t, right? So let us do a few problems. Yeah, see, here is the question. First question, very simple question. Here I have given you one wave which is moving in the forward direction, and this graph is y versus t, where y represents displacement, t represents time in seconds, and y is given in centimeters. And the question is, and here time intervals are given like this: 0.25 seconds, 0.5 seconds, 0.75 seconds, 1 second, 1.25 seconds. That means time is increasing in steps of 0.25 every time. And here amplitude is given as 5 centimeters, plus 5 centimeters at the top, minus 5 centimeters at the bottom. And the question is, a wave is traveling along x-axis whose displacement time graph is shown. Find the time period and frequency of the wave. So you have to calculate the time period and you have to calculate the frequency. Once you know the time period, you know how to find frequency. Frequency is nothing but reciprocal of time period. That's simple, right? So try to I'll just give you a pause. So have you tried this? I've just given you a pass because I just wanted you to look at the figure. You try by yourself. I'm just asking you the time period and frequency, that's it, nothing else. So time period is nothing but time taken either by crest or by trough to travel a wavelength. So here, can you identify wavelength from where to where it is? I mean, you can find out its wavelength. If I take this point as starting point, from here to this point, this one complete crest and one complete trough combinedly gives a wavelength where you get the time period, right? So here it is getting completed at 0.5 seconds. So this 0.5 seconds is the time period of the wave. That's it. So t is equal to 0.5 seconds is the time period. Time taken by a wave to travel. This is the wave. How much time it has taken till here? See, wave is nothing but combination of crest and trough. If you take transverse wave, if you take longitudinal wave, it is nothing but a combination of compression and rarefaction. The same. So here from 0 to 0.25, this is half the wavelength. At half the wavelength, time period is, time is 0.25 seconds, or time period also you can say, that is t by 2 at this point. And this makes one complete wave where the total length is called as wavelength. For this wavelength, the time period is 0.5 seconds. So time period t is 0.5 seconds is the first answer, and second bit is nothing but frequency. So this is first bit, and the second bit is nothing but a frequency. Frequency is nothing but a reciprocal of time period, or simply nu is equal to, you can say 1 by t, which is equal to 1 by 0.5 is equal to 2 hertz. This is the answer. Okay, let me just give a pause. Okay guys, this is second question. Go through the second question, because I'm just giving you a pause in between, because I just need to write the question, so that is the reason I'm just giving you a pause. A source of wave produces 40 crests and 40 troughs, 40 crests and 40 troughs in 0.4 seconds. Find the frequency of the wave. So this is the question. Read the question carefully. I repeat the question. A source of wave produces 40 crests and 40 troughs in 0.4 seconds. Find the frequency of the wave. How to calculate? This is also very simple if you understand this. And what is meant by a wave? Hey, sorry guys, actually I got disturbed again. See, I think you might have read the problem. You might have understood what is given exactly. 40 crests and 40 troughs in 0.4 seconds. Find the frequency of the wave. This is the question, right? Here you need to understand, one crest and one trough makes a wave. One crest and one trough makes a wave. Like this, how many crests are there? 40 crests. How many troughs are there? 40 troughs. So 40 crests plus 40 troughs gives how many waves? 40 crests and 40 troughs give how many waves? How many number of waves? 40. One crest plus one trough, this entire combination gives one wave. Like this, you have 40 crests and 40 troughs. So total number of waves are 40. So for these 40 number of waves, what is the time taken? 0.4 second, right? 0.4 second is the time taken for the 40 waves to travel. If you calculate it for 1 second, right, let me ask. For 0.4 seconds, what is the, how many number of waves that have been traveled? 40 waves. Or you can say, for 40 number of waves, what is the time taken? You write like this, better way. For 40 waves, time taken is 0.4 seconds. Therefore, for one wave to travel, what is the time it will take? For one wave, it is nothing but time period. You are calculating time period, and later on you can calculate the frequency. So for one wave, what is the time? So you can write like this. Can you see this? Okay, let me write here. 1 divided by 40 into 0.4, which is nothing but, I think, 0.04 by 4, which comes out to be 0.01 second. What is this 0.01 second signifies? This 0.01 second signifies for one wave. That means this is the time taken for one wave to travel. That is nothing but time period. Time taken by one wave to travel. Or you can say, if I consider a particle, time taken by a particle to complete one oscillation or one vibration or one rotation. can define in different ways for time period. Here, time taken by one wave to travel is called time period. How much you got? 0.01 seconds. This 0.01 second signifies the time period. So this, therefore, I can say that t is equal to 0.01 second. So from this you can calculate frequency. Therefore, frequency is nothing but reciprocal of time period, which is 1 by 0.01, which comes out to be 100 hertz. That's it, right? And these are the basic problems till now we did. Let me show you one more problem for today, and then we'll discuss tomorrow. Very, very important. I may discuss that in Zoom, because mathematical steps are there. Those mathematical steps I cannot this board is not sufficient to write all the matter, right? So what I'll do is, tomorrow let me take Zoom class sometime, maybe around 11 or 12. I inform you, 11 or 12. So be ready, and I'll take 1 hour class. Even 40 minutes is not sufficient, I'll extend the class for 20 more minutes, right? So don't miss the class. Tomorrow is very, very important class. Tomorrow is very, very important session. If you miss that session, you will not understand waves at all, because tomorrow we are going to discuss about the equation, which is a mathematical approach. Very, very important. Don't miss the class for tomorrow. I'll inform you. So tomorrow what you all do is come to Zoom. Let us all meet in Zoom, so that I can write step by step in the paper. I'll share it with you. Don't worry. Okay. So this is another question. This is another problem. Let me do another problem based upon longitudinal wave. Let me just give you a pause here. Hey guys. So I'm just giving a pause in between, because I have to write the question. Now read the question carefully, and accordingly you try to answer this. It's also a very simple question, provided if you understand this sentence, right? Slinky is nothing but a string. Not string. It's what you call is a toy connected with a spring. A toy connected with a spring. A longitudinal wave is produced on a toy slinky. The wave travels at a speed of 30 centimeters per second. Velocity is given, and the frequency of the wave is 20 hertz. What is the minimum separation between the consecutive compressions of the slinky? Underline this: minimum separation between the consecutive compressions. This itself is the answer. If you understand this sentence, what is the question? Is asking. In this sentence only you have the question. So this is the question. So try to recollect. Just look at the values given. This speed is given as 30 centimeters per second, which is in CGS units, and here frequency is given as 20 hertz, which is in SI system, right? This is in SI system, this is in CGS system. And minimum separation between the consecutive compression. See, the distance between two consecutive crests or two consecutive troughs is called wavelength in case of transverse. In case of longitudinal wave, this wave is longitudinal, so definitely he is going to ask about compressions or refractions. So what is the minimum distance between two consecutive compressions or two consecutive refractions, which is nothing but wavelength? That means he is asking wavelength lambda. You have velocity, you have frequency given. So what is the relation between this velocity, frequency and wavelength? Which is very simple. So solution, let me write here so solution is nothing but V is equal to nu lambda. Is it visible? this is v is equal to nu lambda. So v velocity is given in centimeters per second, convert this in meters per second. So I can write this one as 0.3 meter per second is equal to frequency we don't know, frequency we know how much, 20 into lambda. Now from this, lambda is equal to 0.3 by 20, right, which comes out to be 3 by 200 meter. This is in meter. If you want to convert this in centimeters, better, because you are getting decimals. So better you convert this in centimeters, because speed is given in centimeters per second. So convert wavelength, or else you can leave this like this, I mean no issues. 3 by 2 is how much, 1.5. So 1.5 by 100 meter, or you can still, if you want to further simplify, 15 by 1000, you get 0.015 meter. I think this, okay, 0.015 meter, or in centimeters it is into 100, means by 1000 into 100, 10. So into 100 means how much you get? 15 into 100. So let me write 1500 and put 1.5. So 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter is the answer. Right. So let me close this session for today. Let us wind up, and tomorrow, as I told you, tomorrow we'll discuss. We'll all join in Zoom. Tomorrow is a very important class. We are going to show you the differential equation of a wave, which is very, very, very important. Don't miss the class. Thank you all.